My name.
Good morning. Good morning. Java Delight will uplift you. Stay tuned. The show is about to begin. Grab your coffee. Stay tuned. This show is about to begin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. That was so worth the face. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Croucher, CEO of Delight Cafe. I am blessed to be sitting outside this morning and having a wonderful cup of coffee, wonderful conversation, and getting to hang out with one of my favorite people in the world, the Queen of South Africa, Miss Elsa. And how about the modern day ZZ Top savior of us all, Mr. Bob Seymour?
Good morning, everybody.
I got to have breakfast with Bob. Bob spent the night last night. He spent the night with my parents and I out here. I have to be honest, Bob is 1 in a million, and we already knew that. But now, Bob being 1 in a million is not unique. Bob connecting with my parents and having the amazing time he did where my dad's running downstairs getting bottles of whiskey for Bob and all that and cigars. Bob was like, "You have some nice parents." And I'm like, "Bob, I appreciate it." So tell me, Elsa, what are you up to? What are you doing? And how was your evening?
I am so amazing. First of all, I want to show the people my anti-racist shirt.
Yep. Show me your shirt. Let's zoom in on this. Hold on. Everybody look. Elsa is no longer a racist. She's dismantled her.
I never was a racist. Don't come with
I don't know. You're the one that said anti-racist shirt. I just want to make sure.
Other racists out there.
You're wearing a shirt to represent all the other racists? That doesn't seem right either.
Why not? Because we're all the same race. It's the human race.
Yeah. Oh, so you're going to twist the words on me like that, like I was doing you? I see how you're doing it.
I'm bringing it.
I'm So tell everybody, what are you?
I am a black and white Asian band. With an African booty.
I love it. Oops, sorry, move you back. Boom. So, Elsa, you have had a wonderful evening. I got to meet your daughter this morning behind the scenes. What my favorite part, we have so many people chiming in saying hi. Guys, don't forget to go give a like, a love, a subscribe, tell us what your favorite smell of Brett Gordon is, and we're excited to know about it. I love Brett sitting in the back, and I get to call him out on things and just have fun with it. Elsa, what did you get into yesterday other than being a panda?
Yesterday, I did nothing, but this morning I woke up, went and fetched my daughter in Pretoria, and we're making some nice cannabis magic butter.
Magic butter
for edible
butter.
Yes, because we've got a little entrepreneurial business on the side.
Wait. What is she going to be doing with this magical butter?
We make edibles with the magical butter.
You're supposed to use code. We make treats.
We make Scooby snacks.
So who? Oh man, this is not an answer I probably don't want on air. But who does your daughter sell these to? Friends?
We've got a little black book. I'm just joking. There's no record on this.
This is gonna get really weird really quick. Oh crap! Oh, that's funny.
We sell them to everybody that wants them, and we know how powerful words are. we've both lived through our words manifesting some really bad stuff in our lives. And I have told them about. She says, "Tell them about the pinky."
The pinky?
You remember the guy's little finger that got amputated because I told you a little while ago. So she goes like, "Do I deliver? Where?" I do deliver. Where you, Bob? Send me your location, live location.
That's what she said. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Bob's sitting right next to me, and I was like, yeah, she delivers. That's what she said.
I deliver. Happy sad.
Yes. So, and your pigtails, I love it. Well, today's Wednesday. It's Wacky Wednesday. It's whatever Wednesday. It's Wellness Wednesday. It's Hemp Day. So don't forget to make sure that you check in later today on Delight's Instagram and get your new historical fact about hemp, because it is Hemp Day. It'll help you get over the hump. And I hope you end up finding your hump for the day and getting to hump somebody. Why? Because it's Wednesday. The best day to hump. Right, Ilsa?
Yes.
Yep.
Hump day.
It's WTF Wednesdays. It's Hey Stuart Wednesdays. And I actually was having a wonderful conversation starting with Mr. Jaybird yesterday. He's teaching me about cryptocurrency and stuff. And he's pretty well into those things, and was an amazing patient individual at me. And I have to be honest, I'm not that patient with people. So the fact that Jaybird was willing to take his time and actually make sure I understood everything, I was honored that he's willing to teach me these things. So thank you, Jaybird. I hope you're doing well.
I need to tell you something. So this morning, I get a message from a lady that I met at the place where I lived, where I moved out now. It was like a bed and breakfast, but I had long-term rent there that I paid. And this lady and them stayed 2 houses away from us. They had a little boy. And they stayed 2 houses away from us. And this was like 2 days before they immigrated to Portugal.
Oh, wow.
So her child and my child played together, and she came and sat there with me, and we spoke. And she also does cryptocurrency and everything. But she took my number because we had such a connection and everything. And I send her our podcast, and she says, I watched the first one of Stone Daisies. She says, but that Java Delight, I watched the episode where you guys were talking about lying. She says, and she tells me about what happened, a situation and everything. And she's like, that was the message that I needed at that time. And I just want to thank you guys for being there and just being the voice that I needed to hear. And I was so grateful, because every time before I go on the show, my prayer and wish is just that our message reaches the people that it's supposed to reach.
Yeah.
And help, even if it only helps one individual. It's one individual that didn't have help. And I was so proud, because yesterday this morning I said to Brian, because we scheduled a show for Between the Notes for the 21st of September. But we'll tell you about it a little bit later. That's not the story now.
I was okay.
I'm in limbo. It's like, I'm not where I used to be, but I'm not where I want to be. And sometimes things just feel very stagnant. And I felt like that yesterday, and I felt this morning before I went to fetch my daughter. I felt like things are moving a bit too slow to my liking. If I want something, I want it now. I am the most impatient person. So
what are you wanting?
Me, I don't know. I've always been like that. When I want something, I want it now, because I can't. Everything I want makes me happy. I never want something that makes me unhappy. So if I think of something and I think, oh, I want this, I go like, oh, that would be awesome if I can do it right now. I do not like the saving and waiting for visas or things like that. So we've been waiting for things to fall in place so we can do our edibles, because we've been talking about this for a very, very long time. And finally this morning, everything just started moving a little bit more forward. So I'm like, and then when I get this message, so I'm so grateful for for our message just getting out to the people and everybody. Hello. You
And that
guys
was
make
last Thursday's episode that we had with Jessica Dugas on talking about lying. She's actually going to be on tomorrow. And hold on, I'm going to cheat this. I'm going to go right to her text. Oh my gosh, I have a whole bunch of text messages. Jessica Dugas says, well, she had fun. She got her box of Delight in the mail yesterday, which freaked me out because it should have been there earlier. And it had her name misspelled and had her last name misspelled. It took forever to get to her. I don't know why. And she and I got into a conversation about tomatoes and how disgusting they are, and she loves them. And I luckily had Bob with me. And Lisa's going to be on today. Where is it? I'm looking for the conversation that her and I had about what she's going to be talking about tomorrow. No chunky tomatoes. You know what? Finding your voice. Finding your voice. So tomorrow's episode with Ms. Dugas and our breakthrough show is tomatoes are nice. Like, you know what? I'm blocking Stone Daisies for at least.
Just because her mom makes it nice. She knows I can cook. I can cook. She always brags to people, my mom can cook. So it's because I make it nice. It's the only reason she likes it.
So wait. You might make it nice and you might be a good cook, but when I do get you into America, are you going to teach us how to make some authentic South African? Really?
Oh, I would love to. Yes.
And now what about Fernando? You think we could convince him to do some cooking to teach us some authentic Spanish dishes?
Yes. We can do that. Please.
What about Brett? What about when I introduce you guys to Brett? Can we make traditional white people food?
White people food.
Brett's
what is traditional white people food?
Traditional white people food? That's usually tacos.
That's not tacos.
Pizza.
She's like randomly just putting words in here.
I like all foods. And then tomatoes are the best. Jessica Dugas, it's like hockey now, guys. The minute you use the word tomatoes, unless you're throwing a tomato at me to waste it and have it run through the ground, become part of go back into the ground, you go in a 2-minute timeout. Boom, Jessica's in 2-minute timeout.
Jessica, I'll root for you. Tomatoes are nice.
Tomatoes are nice. Tomatoes, it's tomatoes. You say tomato. I say tomato. Let's work the whole thing out. Do you know that song?
I do know it. I think I know a snippet or something. But
So, all right, Elsa, today we're working out. Are you going to be able to work out in your panda suit?
I am, because I've got my leggings on. I'm barefoot. I've got my yoga mat ready. I am ready. My whole spot. I put my spot on my Facebook story. I've almost done with finalizing my whole little office space, peace space.
Who's on a permanent timeout? Somebody's in a permanent timeout at the Dugas house. I have a feeling it's me because I didn't make it down there. So we're gonna go with Brandon's in trouble. Guys, do me a favor. Everyone come on here and tell Jessica Dugas she looks pretty today, but from Brandon. Okay, so she completely thinks I'm complimenting her the whole day and knowing how much I appreciate her. Mom, you need to make them
Pop-Tart.
What is a Pop-Tart?
Pop-Tart is like maize. They take maize and they make it's like a maize meal. So it's very cheap and it's very filling and it's starch all the way. But then you cook it. It's almost like a morning porridge. It's difficult to explain. I'll have to make it for you. But then you take mushrooms and you take bacon and you take all these lovely little things and cream you put in there with cheese and a thick sauce, and it like almost makes like a tart. It's like a savory tart, but it's got the maize meal as a it's very nice. If it's that means it is awesome.
That means it's awesome.
But she says that's very. She wanted to say very, so she said verbay.
Verbay. It's very nice. Very nice. So I see that Sherry McQueen asked a question. Brandon, the picture that Bob posted yesterday is that beautiful place, your backyard. That's actually my dad and mom's backyard. Bob and I are at my parents' house. He spent the night here with us last night. My parents had a great time with him. My dad and Bob smoked a cigar last night together. They talked whiskey. They talked church. My parents, both of them, have come to me and said how grateful they are that someone like Bob stopped. How nice he is, how sweet he is. Like, I was just cracking up because I'm like, well, what do you think I do? Surround myself with murderers? Like, good Lord. Like, both my parents saying that to me made me be like, what do you think I do in my spare time? I'm just a drug dealer? I mean, come on. Like, what are you thinking? Brett's in the back, like, making faces at me. Like, what are you saying back there? Are you saying I'm a prostitute, Brett? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, you gotta pay the bills, baby.
Yes, I agree. So, Ilsa, we're working out today. I just ate breakfast. I had eggs and potatoes and English muffin. It was delicious. I think I need an accent. I need an accent now that I had an English muffin. But it's been don't spill on yourself. Why are you spilling on yourself? Ilsa, are you okay over there? Did you have a stroke? On air.
Almost spit at my computer when you made that comment. Okay, go on.
You're good. They are blessed to have a beautiful place. I thought that lit place in the backyard, I'd be meditating back there. Actually, yes, that's actually where I usually hide and meditate to get away from people. What would you do for crypto? Laughing my ass off. Pay the bills. That's what I do. I get enough crypto. I'm gonna be like, here, Verizon, pay it off my cell phone. Get rid of me. Here, somebody. I'm trying to think who else I would pay. Oops, there goes my phone. I'm trying to think who else I'd pay to. Like, what bill would you pay if you had unlimited money? What would be the first bill you pay? You get $1 million in the bank, Ilsa. First thing you buy. First thing you pay off.
All of them at the same time. There's so many, and then the others must wait until the next amount of money comes in. I'm just joking. It's not that bad. my credit score is not the best. It is so bad. It's very bad. But it's not a lot of debt. It's really not.
Yeah.
But
it's enough that it freaks you out.
Yes, I actually do not freak out about it because they will get it when one day they must just chill the fuck out. I'm not gonna go anywhere.
There's her F word.
Oh yes, I wanted to use it between exercise, but it's fine. I still got Bob's bag.
Bob's bag. Bob's got a comment. He's gonna jump in here. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I didn't hear what she said.
She said she wants to reach in your bag.
I get an F word for the exercise.
Oh, she's reaching in the Bob F word bag.
Oh, okay.
That way she say all your F words.
I haven't used any of them, and I've been on here months, so they're all yours, honey.
Uh-oh. I need to be cautious.
I didn't use one for the exercise, I promise.
I probably use one too.
For my walks.
Did you see my email to Lisa today? Like, my email to Lisa was, I look forward to you making me pass out on live television. Thanks for that. Pay off all my debts, buy a dream cottage, a new SUV, and put $10,000 on Bob's Patreon. That's what Sherry McQueen just said. It would be wise to keep the payments and earn interest as a lump sum. I love that. Kathy says hello. Ha-ha. I love her ha-has at the beginning of everything. I really do. And
I just love Kathy. Kathy will be proud of me. Where I live, I actually asked them today, can I show you about the worms and everything? And they're like, lady, we already do that. I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm just checking.
We already do that. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Just trying to help.
But they are making compost with worms.
Lisa, I see that comment you added in the back there, you troublemaker. She's smiling. You'll have to go read it if you want to read it out loud. We have CK Ford jumping in this morning. CK, thank you for being here. We are so grateful to have you joining us today. She even says hello to you, Mr. Bob.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss CK. They already have worms, and your daughter is right next to you. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Can she stick her head just privately in a little so all we see is the blue hair and we don't have to make
She doesn't have blue hair yet. She wants blue hair. But
why
she's
aren't
got
you-
black hair at the moment.
So
and
you're
she
not letting
wanted-
her have blue hair.
No, she can. It's her hair. She can do with it what she wants. I'm just trying to not get her to try and do it at home because I have seen some videos and that is some dodgy hair that will come out there. So I'm teaching her to save, so that she can get her hair blue. So
Does it
she's
cost
saving her
more?
money. She's got extremely long hair and thick hair. Her hair is on her buttocks, bottom, butt.
What?
And it's about 1,900 rand to make it blue. And that is, let's take it on 17. It's almost $111.
Well, let me ask
Funny story. If
Go
you,
ahead.
do you believe in angel numbers? Do you believe how powerful 111 is? Go and search. Today is season 1, episode 111. So now when I worked out, you want another 111 there. How many angel signs do you want that you're busy doing the right thing and living in your purpose?
What does 3 mean? Because when Bob and I went to breakfast, my speedometer said I had 333 miles till empty.
If you see a lot of 111s, double 2s, 555s, go search. Each one has its own kind of hidden message. So go search. You'll be so surprised at how many signs you actually get.
Really?
So yes, and right now, me saying that, we're on 22 minutes already recording.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting to me because I'm actually fixing Lisa's name and see if she catches it. She's moving back up to the thing. So
She's it's him. It's
seeing
me.
it.
You're gonna get us to do extra exercise.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes, sometimes we need.
I've got almost 10 miles of walk in me, so don't piss her off, please. My legs.
She's having fun.
I'm fragile today.
He's dramatic, Lisa. Oh my God, it's not going to be that bad. He's dramatic. You know what? She's going to be on in the next few minutes. Guys, do us a favor. If you had unlimited budget, unlimited everything, Lisa, you're going to answer this when you get on here, okay? Lisa. And what would you do? You get $1 million in the bank today because $1 million would change your life, but it doesn't mean it's going to change your life forever. It could just change it for that moment to go on a vacation, pay some debt off. What would you buy first thing? What would you do? I pay bills off. I agree. I would put money into Bob's account. I 100% would do that. I'd probably buy Bob's bike off for him. That way it's paid off and he can just... Oh, it's paid off. So I would buy Bob prostitutes. Wait, that's not right either. Damn it. I don't know what I'd buy Bob. I have to find something. I would put money in an account for Bob. That way he could do it. Pay off mortgages. I love that, Lisa. Pay off student loan debts. Pay off whatever it is. Finding what you would do. Tootie Mare. Thank you, Tootie. She says, buy a ranch. Everything on the main floor for the convenience of me. She's had knee surgeries and leg surgeries, and she's had a lot of issues with diseases. So spending time being able to get everywhere around for her, make her life easier, give $100,000 to the research of CPS and RSD and $100,000 to the neurological research. So I love that because everybody has something where they're giving back too. That's what I love about this community is they don't just take it and say, ha, we're done. They're like, no, we're going to give back too. Sherry McQueen says 333 repeatedly may be a sign that looming decision needs your attention. It's a signal that your path's moving forwards. Interesting. Interesting.
No, I told you. And now you'll start seeing them. So make note of all the repeating numbers and things that you see.
I love
Really
it.
do.
I love it.
Yes.
So we have just a few minutes until we get our workout by AKA F Lisa. I'm saying it with an accent too, just so it sounds even better. So ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. The Stone Daisies are going to work out with Java the Light to be able to get a workout in this morning. Lisa's coming on to teach us all about, Lisa's going to work us out today, I believe. I have a t-shirt on underneath this. I have tennis shoes on. I am ready to stretch. I see that you and Ilse are in socks and bare feet, so apparently I'm not ready for this. I need to go get in bare feet, but it's going to be a good workout today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be able to get out here. So Ilse, last thing before I get ready to bring her on. All right. What do you know about our guest today? Anything?
No.
You're going to want to.
I have read quickly through it. So you always give us such a nice.
Well, what's going to be interesting is she's actually talking about breast cancer and how bras and breast cancer. And I have to be honest, I've heard this before. And as a guy, I don't really know anything about this. But I think this is something that needs to be talked about. So I'm very excited that we're going to have our guest on today that's coming on. Her name is Miss Sydney Singer. She's probably not going to sing for us, but I bet if we ask Jessica Dugas nice enough, she'll sing for us. And my thing is that I think that talking about all of this and that, like, how breast cancer to cancer as a whole and what we can do to help one another to be more understanding of it is essential. So I look forward to learning about it. I might go put a bra on just so that way we can all understand together. But at the end of this all, I just want you guys to be able to have any questions or fears, concerns, anyone you know that's been through breast cancer, tune in. Go tell your friends really quick while we're working out. Don't go anywhere. Leave us running in the background. But tell your friends on Facebook, hey, come over to Java, work out with us. We're talking about boobies this morning. Just leave it there and watch how many guys come in. Okay? I promise you we will have an overwhelming amount of men jumping in there that are creepy guys. So Bob says I will only have one bill, my scooter insurance, so I'd upgrade it to the full coverage and the rest I'd keep doing what I'm doing and giving a lot of it away. CK Ford says she'd buy a house pay off all outstanding obligations, transfer $10,000 to each of her daughter's bank accounts, donate some to charities, only some, enough to buy a Big Mac, and to several daycares, and pay tuition for any parents that are struggling with childcare. CK, like, God, you want to change the world, and I love it. I do. I love everybody's thing. Mandy says I don't want to think about bills right now. I understand. You're here to talk about why your bills are going to be gone soon. All right? All right, Ilse.
What bills? Those bills are gone already. Just believe it.
Boom. Ooh, she's like speaking prophecy over us.
Yeah.
She's like, don't even F with me, guys. All right.
That is how powerful words are. When we made a quick 2 seconds. When we made that butter, I said to my daughter, we need to put intentions into what we do and do it with love. Always. Amen. Words are so powerful.
Amen. Where are you going?
I have to go to my first appointment.
My mom's walking by. She can't stop and say hi to everybody. Otherwise, she'd be here too to work out with us. And she was like, "You want to know who fucking Lisa is?"
Don't run away.
Yoga. All right, you ready? I'm gonna get Lisa. What?
Sydney is here. Hi, Sydney Singer is here.
Oh, Sydney Singer's here. Sydney, I hope you're ready to sing with us today. I'm sure you get that joke a lot. And you need a link to join. Brett Gordon, will you make sure you forward that email from the email yesterday? That way Sydney can get it. And Sydney, we're sorry you didn't get that. You should have received an email last night. Donnell Jackson, woo, tonight's your first show. I am so excited to see you and your wife come on the Breakthrough Show Network. So we will be doing this, the creative power in our world. Ilse, if you could put a good word in for me, please.
I put in a good word for everybody every day. I've got a burning ceremony tonight, and I keep space for everybody. everybody. So I got ya.
I love it. I love it. And Sherry, just so you know, Brett is sending you that email right now. So do not hesitate. If you don't get it in the next few minutes, please let us know and we will make sure to connect. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to bring in the one, the only, the one that's going to kick my ass today in so many different ways. I look forward to it and thank her for it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Lisa.
Hi. Where did he go? Why am I?
He's running away. He's leaving me alone.
What happened?
He is such a wuss. Brandon, come back. There we go. I'm watching.
And turning the camera around. Oh my goodness.
We thought you chicken. You're running away.
Oh, I was like, he left. Oh my goodness.
He's not handling this well. Brandon's disappearing on us. So Brett, after you finish sending that email, I am not able to see the screen and run the comments, so it's all on you. I am here to have AKA F Lisa work AKA.
Oh, dramatic. Oh my god.
What?
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
I was talking to Miss Jessica Dugas, the lovely Jessica. Okay, first of all, do I need to mic up or can you guys hear me okay?
Let me put my headphones on and I'll hear you perfectly fine, but Elsa, how are you?
I can hear.
Okay. I'm like, it's 7:30 in the morning in San Diego. I don't really want to turn on the microphone if I don't have to, but I will for you. If you need it.
I don't know. Speak to Brandon. I'm good.
Perfect. Cool. Okay, so here's what I was thinking for today. Given the history I know about the show and what Miss Jessica Dugas told me about previous guest hosts you've had and how they've worked you guys out in the past, fill in the blanks, I wanted to take a pivot and do something else. Why not? So,
I like that. I like trying something new.
right? So one of my certifications is in Pilates. And the purpose of Pilates, well, Pilates has a whole lot of purpose, but Pilates is good for everybody. It is a really good cross-training modality of fitness. So if you're the person who sits down a lot for work, this is good for you. If you're the person coming back from an injury, this is good for you. If you're my semi-pro athlete, this is good for you. If you're trying to PR on your front squat, this is good for you. The purpose of it is to move your spine in 4 directions and lengthen and tone your body in a more low impact way so that if you have injuries or limitations or whatever, you can be able to do this workout in a way that works for you without thinking like, oh God, I'm gonna have to jump and there's burpees.
No, I'm not doing burpees.
No burpees today. You're not doing any burpees.
I'm going to jump through my roof or through my ceiling because it's very low. So I'm going to sorry.
So I actually found Pilates in 2004 when I was recovering from the foot injury, which we talked about, I think, on the first show, that I had fractured and dislocated my right foot and I didn't walk for a year. And every time I've gotten hurt, this is how I've rehabbed. You draw awareness back in my core to make sure that your posture's on point and to make sure that all of my muscle systems are balanced. I'm hearing an echo. Are you guys hearing an echo?
A little one.
Okay.
That's
I am, yes.
I can hear you still. I'm ready. I even have my dog dead next to me.
I'm going to blow through it. It's not even a big deal. All you're going to need today is a mat, have a towel if you want it, have some water if you want it. You don't need to wear shoes if you don't want to. I would actually prefer that you don't. There's a lot of power in finding connection of your feet to the ground. And that's it. I'm going to do the workout with you guys. I'm going to be talking through it, so I won't be able to see the comments out all either. But I do give a lot of cues for variations of what works the best for different body types. So, you know, you got to listen a little bit.
Okay.
So go ahead and lay down.
Lay down.
The thing about Pilates too is that it decompresses your spine and we lay down a lot. So go ahead and lay down on your back, on your mat. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to place your feet on your mat, hip width distance apart. So think kind of on the narrower side. And then I want you to take your hands and I want you to grab for the sides of your ribs. How nice is this? We're just going to start breathing. Close your eyes if you want. Take a big inhale through your nose. And then take an even bigger exhale out of your mouth. Go at your own pace with this. Feel this. Man, breathing, hey, heads up, is core work. Hey, you're already working. Look at that. What I want you to do is to find your 360-degree breath. So as much as you're breathing through the front of your ribs, through the sides of your ribs, can you feel yourself breathing into the back of your ribs? Can you feel your lungs fully expanding? God, there's so much power in our breath. We chintz it, we get nervous, we hold it, all kinds of weird stuff that we do to it. One more breath here. Big inhale through your nose. Big exhale all the way out of your mouth. Feel your ribs come together and down. I want you to hold that shape. Take your hands next to you on the mat. I want you to find your pelvis. I want you to push it away from you. And then I want you to pull it in towards you. So these are called pelvic rocks. It shouldn't really feel that bad, but there's a purpose behind it. What I want you to be feeling right now is your obliques, the sides of your abs, how they're growing longer, how they're getting shorter, how that movement facilitates the movement in your hips, because all these muscles, they're all connected. Go figure. What we're working to do is to open up our lumbar spine, that's the lowest part of your back, a little bit, and warm up our core a little bit. We will, be doing a little bit of circuit work today, but it won't be anything too bad. I don't think I'll earn the name F Lisa today. That's not my intention, just FYI. On this next one, I want you to just relax your hips, find a little natural curve through your low back. Take your hands behind your ears with your elbows out wide. Let's go into a crunch. With your exhale, lift your chest. And then lower your chest. You're already in your first circuit. What I want you to do with this is to keep your elbows out really, really wide. You should barely be able to see them. I want you looking at your inner thighs every time you lift your chest up. And I want you letting that exhale that we worked so hard on earlier lift your chest. We're going to be doing a few more here. This is a 3x3 circuit, 3 exercises we're going through 3 times. Hooray for you. On this next one, when you come up, you're going to take your right armpit over towards your left thigh. You're going to drop down into center. You're going to come up and take your left armpit towards your right thigh. Keep going at your own pace. Again, the exhale is helping you lift. Again, your elbows, they're out super wide. And now you're going to make sure that your knees are not moving side to side. You have stability through your hips and your pelvis. We're big on that in Pilates. Go figure. There's a lot of abs in Pilates also. Can you tell? You're like, yeah, I don't know about this. How is she talking this at the full same time? I've done this for a long time. Couple more here. You guys look so good. I can't see you, but I know you do. Find center. Lift your chest. There we go. Stretch your arms long next to you. And now I want you to stretch your right hand. Try to touch your right heel with your right hand. Come through center. Do the same thing on the other side. Keep going. So you can take your head down with this if you want. If your neck is hurting, take your head down. Shake it off. Come back into it. The neck hurting is usually an indication of you using your neck instead of your abs to lift your head. It's not an indicator of, head strength, neck strength, I don't know, whatever. Take your head down if you need to, no big deal. But make sure that your knees are not moving. So this is your third exercise, which means we're going back to the top of that crunch in 3. Let that exhale help you in 2. Go ahead and do this last one. Find center, hands behind your ears, go back into your crunch. Right away, right back into it. You're like, oh God almighty. Yeah, don't ever think that body weight mat work translates to easy. It doesn't. The purpose of this is to increase what we in the fancy fitness industry call proprioception. An awareness of how your body moves in space, and what we're doing right now is increasing your proprioception so you decrease your risk of injury so you can get stronger. So all those versions of yourself you're talking about that you want to see happen can happen for you because we're being efficient. I don't like wasting time. I don't have a lot of time to waste. On this next one, right armpit, left thigh, finding that little bit of rotation. In Pilates, we focus on moving the spine in 4 directions, which we will do today, don't worry. And rotation is one of them. So now this is your second set. How does this feel differently from the first? What little form you're like, it hurts more. That's true. What little form changes can you make to make this stronger, more effective in your body? Not my body, your body, right? I've been doing this for a hot minute. You gotta find how this works the best for you. Let's go one more each side. Find center, stretch your fingertips out long, and now go back into those lateral slides, where your fingertips are trying to touch those same heels. Don't worry, I'm counting, I'm timing, I'm doing all the things. Head can go down again if you need to. This is a form of what's called lateral flexion. What you're doing is training the obliques. Those lateral muscles, think obliques, think inner thighs, outer thighs, they're really important. They help stabilize you, they help balance you. Your inner thighs help hold your organs in your body in part, but they also help hold you upright. 3 here. Ooh, it's fun now, huh? 2 here. This is when the work gets real. Go ahead and find center. Hands come behind your ears. Last set, crunch up. Make sure there's a little space between your chin and your chest. You can even find a little bit of pressure of your head back into your fingertips. It'll help to anchor down that cervical spine. It'll help to pack your shoulders into those sockets. I love Pilates. It's a lot of mobility work. We discount that. You want to be able to lift heavy. You want to be able to run fast. You got to cross train. You got to lengthen your muscles. You have to stretch, like power in that. And this is your last set on the first circuit we've done today. Look at you go. 3 here. We're going back into the rotation in 2. On this next one, right armpit, left thigh. You got this. I know, you're like, the front of my abs are burning. I know, boo. Me too. Fun work.
How are you?
Look, your
How
abs
are you?
a lot of work. How's Brandon? Is he dying? No.
Yes, how are you talking? I don't know how you're responding to things.
I get paid to do this. Okay? That's how it works.
I just feel so heavy.
I do. Ugh.
How much did
Rolling through me. Find center. Stretch your fingertips out long. Last set. Slide from side to side. You got this. It's not even that many. Look, I bet you have done harder in your life than a 3x3 ab circuit, and you will have more challenging things in your day than a 3x3 ab circuit. For real, you're like, I don't think so. I bet you will. 3 here. There. 2 here. Use the muscle. So bad. 1 more. Good. Lay down. Oh, jeez.
Good night.
We're not done. Keep your feet planted right where they are. We're going to go into a hip bridge from here. You're going to tuck your pelvis towards your face, just like we did earlier. You're going to roll up 1 vertebra at a time until your hips lift.
My hips go high.
Press the motion and roll all the way back down. You guys keep going. This is when I get like super serious trainers. So you're rolling up through your bridge, you're rolling down. If you have any kind of back, whatever, you're like, I slept funny last night, or you're like, I have a herniated disc in my L4, L5, and the doctor told me not to articulate your spine. No big deal. You can move through a flat back and tap your butt down and lift it right back up. If you are articulating, what I want you to find is that you're not overextending the spine to lift. Think about the engagement of your glutes when you lift. In Pilates, we work in opposition. As you strengthen one side of the body, you stretch the opposing side. So right now you're stretching out those abs that you work so hard. You're stretching out your quad muscles. You're also lengthening the space in between your vertebrae so that you have less back pain, less hip pain. I know, it's an odd one. On this next one, I want you to roll all the way up. I want you to find the top of your bridge. Your hands are next to you. Walk your feet in a little bit closer towards each other and your butt cheeks. I get paid to say butt cheeks, guys. Just FYI. Take one leg in the air, bend the knee, and then lift and lower your hips an inch. Now, if this doesn't work for you, both feet go down onto the mat. It's not even a big deal. The more you can push your hands into the mat, the easier this is going to be. You can take the legs straight up to the sky if you want it harder too. I don't want it harder today. Who am I kidding? 3. 2 more. Lift your legs up, place the foot down, bring the other leg up. Do the same thing on the other side. We're developing the muscles right now that help to support your low back so that you don't have low back pain. You sit a lot, this is what you need to do.
What if you stand a lot?
Netflix and not chilling. That's what's been happening, and that's what we're trying to undo. I'm just okay. 3 here. 2 here. By the way, I hate this one the most. Lift your hips up, place that foot down, tuck and roll all the way down. Now, I want you to switch up the position of your feet. We have one more set. You're going to make a V with your feet. So your heels are going to come together, your toes are going to go apart, and you're going to place your feet onto your mat. So feet down onto the mat, heels together, toes apart.
I was watching Elsa and you. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. She's got her feet up by her head. Yours are on the mat.
I got you. Lay back down.
Okay.
Lay down. I got you. Okay. Feet are going to stay onto the ground. Bring your heels together. Separate your toes. Make a V with your feet. Yep, just like that. Cool. Tuck and roll your hips all the way back up. Find your bridge. All I want you to do, your bridge, it's called a hip bridge. All I want you to do is draw your knees in towards each other and then open your knees back out to the side. Yep, just like that. So I don't care if your knees touch. That's actually not what this is about. But
up and down.
What?
Do we move our butts up or up and
That's
down?
a good question. No, your butt stays up the whole time.
Oh, okay. So you just open it, your legs open and close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome.
Just like a first date.
We are going to move our hips in a second. Draw your knees towards each other. Pause here. Now lift and lower your hips an inch. Small. So what this is doing is it's stretching out all the muscles by your hip flexors. So if you have tight hip flexors, you need to do this. You're like, that's me. 3 here.
How do you flex your hip?
2 here.
How do I flex my hips? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What do you mean flex your hips?
I'll show you when we're done with my air thrusts.
Hold on. Let me see your air thrust. All right. I think you're fine. Go ahead and roll all the way down. I love it. Side note, when boys do Pilates for the first time, because they're like, oh, it's super easy. And I'm like, and then they're like, how do I move my body? Yep. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
Like, okay, how do you flex a hip muscle? My question is, I could go like this and you know I'm flexing. How do I flex my hips so you know I'm flexing? Am I like, ugh?
I don't think you can. Flex your hip muscle. I definitely did not cue that. I don't think that stretch your hip muscle? Is that what you mean? Now I'm all like, what?
No, you said flex. It's going to flex your hip muscle. So I'm trying to flex my
Oh,
hips.
that's my bad. I said stretch.
Oh, I see. My ADD kicked in there. The H just took its own letter there. Thanks. Okay, now what do I do?
I was like, I'm so confused.
I'm like, I swear I heard flex my hip, and I'm picturing like a bodybuilding competition. I'm like, where's my beach ball? Over there? Look at my hips.
Do you guys remember that, like, Mr. World was that the one when he was like the arm, you know what I'm talking about with like Arnold or whatever? And
Nope.
yeah, out of town. I'm not doing that ever. All right, like pass. Let's lay back down.
But
This is
lay
the best
back
part.
down. Take a nap.
Right. Straighten your legs all the way out. So your legs are straight and your legs are on the mat. I want you to take your right leg up to the sky And then I want you to flex and point your toe, roll your ankle out, do whatever feels good. Our ankles get really tight. It's very odd. I don't know. The left leg will not move, okay? You're gonna point your right toes and you're gonna draw circles on the sky or the ceiling with your right toes. Small ones, they can be about the size of a baseball. But let the circle come from your hip, not from your ankle. So you're moving that whole leg in a little circle. And if you do this and it feels really uncomfortable or your low back starts moving from a place of pain, you can bend one or both of the knees and do the work from there. Yep. And then go in the opposite. His ADD is kicking. Go in the opposite direction, reverse directions. What's up?
Reverse.
Reverse. So the purpose of this is to get the femur to move in the hip socket. So the femur in the hip socket is what we call a ball in socket joint. And when you have a joint like that, you want to move it in as many directions as possible so that you have flexibility, range of motion, decreased pain, increased strength, fancy things.
No, this is not the joints I like.
Hey, I get it. Take your right leg up to the sky. Lower your right leg all the way down. It should feel longer.
It does. I think
she knows what she's doing, and it's only her third day. I'm kidding. Take your left leg up to the sky. Move your ankle a little, get it to feel good before we go into those bigger circles. Oh, why do my ankles hurt today? See, that's a lot of this. You turn 30 and your check knees light goes on, and now every time I wake up and I'm like, ugh, why am I so stiff?
Every time while I drive. Every time.
See? Okay, point your left toes. Now draw a circle with the leg from way up high. So not from the ankle. Think from the highest point of your femur in its hip socket. That's where the circle comes from. Yeah, dude. I was told once that it's like you turn 30 and it's something with your metabolism slowing down, and then it causes myofascial in your body to get stiff, and that's why you feel, I don't know this for sure, okay guys? It makes you get like creaky, and that's when you wake up and you're like, oh my God, everything hurts. I'm not here for any of that, just FYI. It's not been a fun time.
it's
Like,
not 30-year-old time. Wait till you're almost 40. Good Lord, I'm 38. I don't think my knees work.
It's not only your knees that start popping.
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know that they ever will. Okay, reverse directions. In my mind, I'm 27 until I die. How's
In
it
my
going?
mind, good. In my mind, I'm 12.
He doesn't like the circles. Do you hear him? He's like, how is this tiny movement owning me? 2 more.
What?
1 more. All right, bring that leg all the way down and flip around so that you're laying down on your stomach. Ugh. I know, I grunt a lot when I work out. It's okay to make noises, all right? It's fine.
On my
Okay.
side of my back.
There you go.
My stomach.
Yeah, lay on your stomach. We lay down a lot in Pilates. That's why people like it. Then they think it's easy, and then they're proven wrong. Stretch your arms out long.
How?
Legs back.
Okay.
Okay. All we're going to do is move your upper body. So you're going to lift your chest and lift your arms. And then you're going to lift down. And then you're going to do it. It doesn't, okay, so here's the thing with this one. We get into spinal extension work, and a lot of people think that you got to lift up like real high and look like one of those yogis that's in that like perfect upward motion. It doesn't need to look like that. If you lift and your low back hurts, you're lifting too high.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're doing right now is you're strengthening all of the muscles in your low back by lengthening away from them. So if you can get your mid and your upper back to lift you and get your abs to draw in, as my kid says, at the both same time, because she's real technical, then you're doing it right. She says that all the time. I'm dead. I love my child. She cracks me up. One more. Lay down. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with the legs. So you're going to keep your legs straight. You're going to squeeze your butt cheeks, because I get paid to say butt cheeks. And you're going to lift your legs.
I would pay you to say gluteus maximus.
You know what? True story. When I was going through training, for Pilates in particular, it's a lot of kinesiology. Like the majority of the training is kinesiology based. And you have to know all of the technical names for all of the muscles. And I was like, when I'm training, no one's going to know what a piriformis is. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say
what is a piriformis?
It's a muscle that's in your butt that works with your hips. Basically, the most simplest way to describe that thing ever. But nobody cares about your gluteus maximus. They can say butt cheeks.
Yeah, booty. Bootylicious. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere.
Hey, don't ever feel bad about your butt. Nobody ever raps about a little butt.
I have a little butt.
One more. I have a little butt. Bring your legs down. Now we're going to lift everything at the both same time. Arms, legs, chest, lift.
Yeah.
And then lower. Keep going. So here's the thing with this. You shouldn't feel your low back. The technical term, if you're feeling your low back working right now, is weighted lumbar flexion. And it's bad for your back over time. So see if you can pull your abs in. See if you can squeeze your butt more, for real. And then anchor your shoulders and lift from there.
Okay, I feel like Superman.
Right? That's the idea. After last year, we should all feel like super people. I'm telling you.
Right?
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 One more. I'm like, how much do I have? Oh, a couple minutes. Oh, I can do a lot with 3 minutes. Go ahead and come on down. Do we know child's pose? Elsie does. Do we know child's pose? Push back into a child's pose. Big toes touch, knees open wide, push back, let your chest fall between your thighs. Brandon's like, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah, this is my favorite one.
This is called class flow and transition, my friend. We're going to be here for about 2 seconds. Ooh, look at how good her child's pose looks. Yes. Okay, now I want you to come up onto your hands and your knees. Hands and knees on the mat. We know cat-cow. You should know cat-cow. Go through a couple cat-cows. Let your chest drop, look up. Lift your chest, look down and in at your inner thighs. Go through a couple of these. I love this one. Let's talk about it. It's such a good opener for your thoracic spine, which is super immobile. That's your middle back. If your low back is like, I'm unhappy today, when you go into your cat stretch, move your butt cheeks. How many times have I said that? Back towards your heels. And you're going to feel the stretch move more into your low back. But you got to be in that cat pose, so you got to be pushing away from the ground.
Oh, see, I'm pushing into the ground.
Right? So find your cat pose. It's almost Halloween. No, it's not. And then shift back. What day is it? I don't even know.
Wednesday. It's hump day. You got to find someone to hump before the end of the day. That's the rules.
Oh, fair. That'll be easy.
I was like, you have a husband, so.
Exactly. Go ahead and find your tabletop position. So your back is nice and flat now. We're going to go into an alternating bird dog. So you're going to take your right arm and your left leg, lift them up and stretch them out long. Bring it down, and then do the same thing on the other side. You don't have to lift the arm and the leg out long, up that high, is what I meant to say. What I want you to do is kind of like what we did when we were just laying on our stomach. You want to extend away from your low back instead of crunching into your low back. I'm going to make Brandon hold a plank for the end of this. Spoiler alert. I'm not kidding. I have time. Yep, totally have time.
No, we only have 45 seconds till my next guest comes on.
One more each side. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. Go ahead and even yourself out. We are ending with a plank. I can
go.
Hands, toes, knees, elbows, I don't care. I want to do my forearms. I want to lift up onto my toes. Get it. Come on. See? You can always come down into your knees from here if you need to. Your gaze is...
I don't need to. I'm tough. I need to.
Seconds and I'm timing you. You can do this. Breathe. Squeeze your butt. Pull your hips forward a little bit more. If you want to move a little, flex and point your toes. Sometimes it makes it easier to move when you're planking. This is the last thing we're going to do. 30 minutes is really not that long. And we have to chit chat and catch up with each other because I haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. You know, life.
How am I doing?
5 seconds. 4.
My dog's licking me to death.
Sweat. 2. 1. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and come on down. Go ahead and shake it up. You didn't say it. Brandon's like, I don't know what just happened.
Woo-hoo. My dog is... I must be sweaty because he's still licking me.
You guys, so hey, friends who joined us, since I can't see you working, if you like that workout, DM me on Instagram at Lisa Peranzo. Let me know, and I can send you more content that's free. It's just like that. I'm still going to offer, I know I offered last time, but I'll offer again. If you have people who are interested in private coaching, I would love to help your crew out, and I'll give them 20% off 3 months.
Give me a second. I want to put this up here.
And hey, in all seriousness, if you did that workout and you really liked it, but parts of it felt funky and you weren't really sure why, DM me on Instagram. Let me know and let me help you out. Pilates is a really, really effective workout, but you gotta, get used to the movement because it's weird.
Lisa, tell me your Instagram. LISA
PERANCO. First name, last name, at Lisa Peranzo.
There you are.
There I am.
Boom, I'm putting that in there and all that. Ilsa, our guest needs the link. I don't know what happened to Brett. I bet he couldn't find it. Boomer problems, hashtag. So I will be right back. You have fun with Lisa for a second, okay?
Yay.
Awesome.
How are you doing? Oh, I like your panda shirt.
Oh, thank you so much. It's my anti-racist shirt because it's black and white and Asian.
I like it. That's perfect. Oh, I hope you like the workout. I was like, she's going to like this because you mentioned that you
love it.
Good.
Yes. I really, really love it. And only that little bit and I can feel it working already. So I've been doing some exercise by myself. I went for a 7-mile walk or hike on Sunday.
Awesome.
And Monday I did I haven't converted this one yet, I think about 3 or 4 kilometers. No, I'm lying 6 kilometers.
Oh, wow.
Again on Monday as well. So yesterday I did nothing. I thought, let me just rest because I couldn't almost get out of bed. And then today's one just worked everything and loosened everything that needed to be loosened. So I loved it. Thank you so much.
I love that you said that because that's a perfect way to put it. Like you shouldn't feel like so worked that you can't like sit down to pee, but you should feel like loose and lengthened and like just better when
exactly. Makes everything flow.
Yeah, when Jessica and I were talking about it and knowing like who you've had on in the past, I was like, this is such an accessible workout for people to do. And with how much, and I know you said you've been sitting a little bit too, and you were moving. The last time I saw you, I think you had just moved.
So I'm in my spot now. I made myself a little yoga spot, yeah.
Love it.
So a little office and meditation spot and everything. So this is now the first time that all my stuff is here. My hula, because I jump rope and I hula. I do things I like and I use that as exercise because I don't like going to the gym.
Neither do I.
Yes, and I
think
it's
the same thing as you. You got to find the stuff that you like and then you have to stick with it because that's going to help you build a habit. If someone's like, oh, you need to go to the gym and live for an hour, I'm going to find an excuse to not do that because I don't like that. But if I can work out at my home and do something I like, I will make the time for it.
Exactly. And my diet is not the best, but it's not that bad. So the exercise I do, I can still eat what I like when I eat and I still try and drink water. and everything. So I'm trying to do it slowly as possible. I'm not drinking as much coffee as I used to. So that's a big thing for me.
Okay, can I give you a tip? Okay, I'm here for the coffee drinking. I won't tell you to cut out coffee. I actually, when I train my private clients, I don't tell them to cut out anything unless it's from like a medical necessity standpoint, like AIP, or they have a gluten intolerance, like those sorts of things.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my tip for you. Every day you wake up, drink water before you drink anything else.
Okay.
Like even if
As
it's
much as I can.
Huh?
How much? Just a normal glass of water.
Yeah, do 8 to 12 ounces. Let's just start there, and then you can increase it. But make sure that it's not like frigid cold. So don't add in ice. Don't do anything like that. Just water.
Okay.
Because what it will do is it will immediately rehydrate your body, because you've been sleeping, so you haven't had water in 8-ish hours, give or take, however long you sleep for. And then it helps to detoxify your body. So it will help jumpstart your metabolism and all those sorts of things. But then it will set you up so that you can have like coffee and all those things too.
Oh, I like that. I'm definitely going to do that because sorry, I'm just copying a link here for Brandon.
No.
I really like my coffee, and I try and cut down and not drink too much coffee. I drink either black and sweet or white and without sugar. So I try and cut something out and not make it sweet and white. So that's really, really gonna help me. And
okay, I'll give you another tip on the sweet, because I don't know what you use to sweeten it. Sugar,
okay.
It's just like straight white sugar.
Yes.
Try honey instead.
Okay, I actually saw the honey there and thought maybe I must buy honey, and then I remembered a show that I watched that said, yeah, they say the honey is this and this and this, and then you buy the wrong honey, and honey is so expensive. So I looked at it. Let me first do my research before I buy this honey, because I don't want to buy the wrong ones.
Right. If you can get, where are you located out of? Like, where do you live?
I'm in South Africa.
Okay.
Yes,
if you can find locally sourced honey,
okay,
but it comes from your area, that's probably a good starting point for you to figure out, oh, lemon water is awesome. CK, you know what I do? Lemon water with, hey, Kevin. I do lemon water with pink Himalayan sea salt and apple cider vinegar. That's how I start my day. Is it gross as I'm going to use my F-bomb. Is it gross as fuck? Yes. But it's really good for you.
How much of the vinegar and of the Himalayan salt do you put in how much water? What's the ratio that you use?
So mine's insane, but keep in mind I've been doing this for like a long time. So I do 32 ounces of room temperature water, the juice of a quarter of a lemon, a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt, because pink Himalayan sea salt has a higher mineral content than like salt.
Okay.
Like a splash of apple cider vinegar, because it tastes like hot trash to me and I don't like it.
I'll just put you a splash, because I'll go crazy and then just put it too much and then try and like, oh, I'm not doing this.
32 ounces of water is a ton of water in a single sitting. You can start with less, like take it down in the ratios, work yourself up. But that one will also boost your energy. And I have some people in my life who say that they need that and they don't have to drink coffee.
Wow, I'm definitely going to give it a try, and then in the next 2 weeks, then I'll tell you how I'm feeling and everything. Awesome.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
My email, because of the group email where Brandon was talking about passing out, email me. Or
okay, I'll definitely will.
Let me know. And then find your locally sourced honey. That's a good substitute for sugar and coffee. I know it sounds weird, but it really does work.
I definitely will. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for everything today. You have a wonderful one. So sorry, go ahead, Lisa. I hit you too early.
No, you're good. You as well. Thank you again, guys. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, Lisa.
So our guest, I just opened the emails and everything. I literally had the email sent out to him last night, and we resent another one this morning. And then I sent him one on Facebook. So I just sent him one on Facebook. So there's, I hope he found his link. I also have Brian Tracy and Brett Gordon. I see have emailed him as well with the link. So we must not have the right email address or something. But Sydney, please check your Facebook, because I sent you a link there, and we just emailed you. I personally emailed you, and I see 3 other emails on there. Check your Facebook, because I just sent you a Facebook Messenger as well with it, trying to make this easy on you. Yeah, that's the email I just sent it to.
The one that we've got. Don't put it.
That's the yeah. Ooh, are you adding these in?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I'm trying not to put his email. Minister Jane, it's funny you say that, CK. I have not heard from her in a long, long time. And I sent her a message on Facebook or Instagram, and still heard nothing back from her. She had surgery. But I agree with you. We need to have Minister Jane back. I'm double checking that email and sending it again. And I did click your Facebook profile picture, Mr. Sydney, and I sent it to you on your Facebook profile. It's kind of fun to do this live. It's just unique. Yeah, Sydney Singer. Make sure I have this right.
It's supposed to be Sid Singer, not Sydney, hey? So let's do this. Hang on. I'm on it. S-Y-D.
I'm already in. I'm already in there.
Okay.
I'm already in there. Say it to me. S-Y-D.
S-Y-D-S-I-N-G-E-R.
Let me try this again. And then I am just sending the link. Send. Go. There you go. I see that. So, Fernando, thanks, buddy. It happens. I get it. So, let's make sure we actually get that. And Brandon, did you spell his name correctly? Transpose any of those letters? No, the thing is, I had the email. It's his whole name was written there, not just his one part. Not just Sid. So the email that he used for connecting with him and to begin with apparently is different than the one that was used to actually send him the link. So I apologize for that, Sydney. But you should have that link now. I just forwarded it. I will read your bio and give that a second. And at least they're not searching for Nemo. Right? We never would have found Nemo today. Never would have found Nemo today.
Thank goodness.
So today we have Sydney Ross Singer, a medical anthropologist, director of the Institute of Study of Culturogenic Disease, and is a pioneer of applied medical anthropology. Using his training in medicine, biochemistry, and anthropology, Sydney, along with co-researcher and wife Soma, have numerous groundbreaking discoveries into the cultural causes of various diseases. They became breast cancer researchers when Soma discovered a lump in her breast and performed the world's first surgery into a link between bras and breast cancer. They've published a book, Dress to Kill. For 30 years, Sydney and Soma have warnings of women about hazards of bras, with dozens of studies internationally now confirming bra cancer link. Their work has transformed the bra industry and culture and has saved millions of women from experiencing breast pain, cysts, and cancer. So this is going to be a phenomenal interview because you shouldn't need Chrome to connect. It should just go right through your server, whatever your internet server is, because we don't use not everybody uses Chrome. It should be just click and StreamYards, and it goes right in. But, yep, thank you, CK. Got him. And I think that's why I did. So let me know, Sydney, and all that. And I apologize, guys. But let's jump into, let me hit the commercial thing. Using Safari gives you a second to be able to click. I'll play the commercial from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and over the past year, the Deloitte Cafe team and I traveled across the U.S. researching this rapidly growing industry of CBD products. What we have found throughout the industry were products that were inconsistent in dosage and used ingredients that weren't even lab tested. Products with chalky textures, bitter aftertaste, and worst of all, confusion among the CBD consumers. That's why we created Delight Cafe. A 15 milligram, lab tested, all natural, water soluble hemp CBD powder pack. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Add it to your favorite drink of choice, wherever, whenever, on the go. Quickly find your calm, your balance, your delight when you need it most.
So I found how to fix this. I have Bob Seymour sitting with me. Sydney, what you're going to do, close all in the commercial. You look quite spiffy in that blue shirt, like a boss. Aw, thank you, CK. So, Sydney, what you're going to do when you're using Safari, I'm speaking with someone that uses Safari all the time to join the show. He's sitting right next to me. He said the only way he can get it to work is you have to close everything else that's there. So if you have Facebook open, if you have anything else open, you're going to have to close it, copy the link, paste it in a new tab, and then open it, apparently. It's how Safari works with StreamYards. If I didn't have Bob sitting right next to me, I never would have known that. That's pretty interesting. Pretty silly that it has to do all that in my eyes, you know? Extra work. But we're here. We have a Wednesday ahead of us. What a way to get over a hump on the week, right, Ilsa?
I know, right? I love that workout. That was just exactly what I needed. Not too
I honestly,
Wednesday.
No, it felt great. It got the body moving. It got my abs moving, which your abs are your stomach, like your diet, your stomach, you're working out of your abs. All of those, excuse me, all of those are literally like crucial for working out. You can see it's even moving air out of me. Like that burp was not intentional. All I did was have water. You know, like I hate when I can't control my burps and all of a sudden it's like, burp.
It's cold. Yeah, I'm going to put my hat back on my head.
What is the temperature there?
It is almost 14 degrees Celsius.
Really?
Yes. And that's in the house. Let me just fix my ears. I get dyslexic. I don't know what side is up, what side is down. When I look at myself in the screen, it's like, which side must I move? Because I move and then the wrong side moves.
You're like, uh-oh. You look wonderful. You look like a panda with pigtails. So what are your plans? Wait, what?
Lisa loves my shirt.
I heard that. I saw that too. Lisa was like, oh, hello. Now, we lost Brett, but he's supposed to be connecting with our guest to help the guest get on. But I think Brian Tracy also jumped on that as well. So we should have a guest any time now. And until then, we could talk about boobs. Now, I make that a joke. Ilsa's face. Ooh, boobs. I like boobs. You have two. I technically have two right now. You have two of them. Technically, you have four because you have two daughters.
That's six. By the way, your math.
But the one's really young, so I didn't count that one.
Still boobies.
Well, Sydney is in our background.
Until you grow up, they start out as that.
I have no rebuttal to this. I am going to let you have your fun with that one. You're like, they're always going to be there. Kevin, we love you too. So Sydney Ross is with us, ladies and gentlemen. We have him in the back. Sydney, thank you for working with us. Sorry for the mishap. But we're glad that we were able to figure it out.
Yeah, that's nice that we were finally able to do that. Hi.
I am grateful you're here.
Are we out of time now? I mean, because it's
no,
been,
you have
20 minutes.
You have 40 minutes. You have 40 minutes still. Right. I want to make sure we talk about this because honestly, I make the joke, and I'm sure we talk about boobies, and I make little jokes and all that. But the thing is, this was a very serious thing that you got into, and breast cancer is something that women, men, it affects everybody. But this was something you and your wife found that's completely different. Can you tell us a little bit about this and how you as a man are jumping into this full both feet.
Well, it's been about 25 years that we've been involved in this. And it started off back in the early 90s. I had just left medicine because I was very disillusioned with the medical field, and it always pretty much ignores lifestyle-caused disease. And I have a background in medicine, in anthropology and biochemistry as well. And when I left medicine, I integrated all of that into what we call applied medical anthropology. And what we try to do is study how people make themselves sick by the things we do to ourselves. And we do it because of our culture. I mean, our culture makes us do all sorts of stupid things. The obvious stuff, drinking, smoking, and overeating. I mean, those are lifestyle things that we're all aware of that we do wrong. High stress, working at jobs you don't like, being married to someone you don't like, doing all sorts of things. These are all cultural things. But one of the things our culture teaches us is to dress in ways that are fashionable, but may be harming us. And we discovered accidentally this issue when we were in Fiji doing some field work. When I left medicine, my wife and I went there to study something separate, and she discovered a lump in her breast that scared the hell out of us. And coincidentally, a week before that happened, we were on this remote island where they really didn't have bras. And this adolescent girl came up to my wife, who was hanging out her bra on a line to dry. And the girl asked my wife, what is that? My wife said, oh, it's a bra. And she said, well, what do you use it for? Well, it's to just hold your breasts. And the girl felt it and she said, well, isn't it tight? And my wife thought about it for a moment. She said, well, yeah, I guess it is, but you get used to it. And that was the end of that conversation. And a week later, she had this lump in her breast. She was pregnant at the time. And we were pretty scared. And we came back to California, where we lived at that time. And after that long flight from Fiji to California, we went to take a shower, and my wife removed her clothes, and we were looking at her breasts now, looking for clues. Like, she's a healthy woman. She was very healthy, vegetarian diet. We lived in a clean environment, very health conscious people. And why would she have this lump? And that first thing we wondered, what did we do to cause this to ourselves? And we're looking at her breasts, and we saw these typical red marks and indentations that are left by the bra that women all know. And I've seen that, for a long time, but we just accept that. Oh, when you take your bra off, you have these marks from your bra, and you just don't think it's significant. Mm-hmm. But when you're looking for clues of a disease, you start to think about those things. And the first thing that started to dawn on us was that these were signs of constriction. When you have some tight clothing, it constricts you. Well, what does that cause? What's wrong with constriction? Well, the problem is it cuts off your circulation. And the two types of circulation you need to be aware of, it's your blood. You have blood circulation, which we all know about, that's under pressure from the heart. And then you have another circulation, which is really part of your immune system. It's called the lymphatic system. And lymphatic circulation it takes the lymph fluid that bathes your cells, and that fluid goes through very tiny microscopic tubules that drain tissues and goes to your lymph nodes. And then that fluid, which has bathed your cells, and it collects metabolic waste products and any bacteria, viruses, cancer cells, cellular debris, all of that travels through lymph fluid throughout your body, right? That's really an important communication channel for fluid. And it goes to lymph nodes to create an immune response if you need one. And for the breast, most of the lymph nodes are in the armpit. And what happens is if you have slight compression of your body, it can compress these tiny lymphatic vessels. And when that happens, the fluid backs up and you get what's called lymphedema. And over time, that prevents the cleansing of your tissues, and it interferes with your immune system. I mean, you can't fight any part of an infection or cancer cells. Cancer cells develop in our bodies all the time, by the way. It's normal part of of cellular replication, there are errors. And those errors are fixed by your immune system constantly. But when you take any part of your body and constrict it with tight clothing, you're basically cutting off that part of the body from your circulation, and it starts getting stagnant. And if it's really badly constricted, you'll feel pain pretty soon. But what if you have a mild chronic daily constriction, which is what women have with their bras? And that's what we started researching. And actually, they knew about this in the 1930s. Bras have been associated with breast cancer since there have been bras. In fact, tight clothing, and they come from corsets, which were killing women also. Corsets were constricting women, moving their organs by pressure, causing bones to even deform, and of course, interfering with circulation, and that creates all sorts of problems. And it took years, centuries, to get rid of corsets because fashion is like that. People do it even if it hurts. I mean, look at high-heeled shoes, which and we had foot binding in China for 1,000 years, causing deformed feet, so tight and so small shoes that their toes actually rotted away. And the men used to clean their feet as part of an erotic thing to then put them back in these shoes. And this lasted for centuries. So it's women will do a lot, people for fashion, men too. And that's part of our problem. We want to belong more than we want to be healthy. And if belonging means wearing something, yeah, Johan, you want to say something?
No, I've just got a question. I thought you were done. No, go carry on, please. I'll ask when you're done.
I won't be done for days. But anyway, there's so much to unpack here.
I've actually got a question for that just made me think. I mean, women, there's a lot of women that have large boobs that wear bras because they get back pain because of the boobs. So what must they do? How do we fix that? What do we do?
All right, that's a good question. Actually, there's nothing. The back pain isn't caused by large breasts. The back pain is caused by wearing bras. That creates dependency on the bra for artificial support. So if you were to take your arm and put it in a sling, your ligaments will get weak, and you'd end up needing the sling if you wore it for years, and then you take off the sling and you think, oh my God, I can't hold my arm up. I need the sling. And if you had a really big arm, you'd think, well, for sure I'm going to need a sling. I got a big arm. But no, if you never wore a sling in the first place, your muscles and ligaments know how to support your body. Women were not designed, it's not like a flaw in the human body that created women to need 20th century lingerie. It's not, there's no flaw. It's actually the product of wearing the bra. Bras make breasts droopy because the ligaments, the internal suspensory ligaments that naturally hold the breasts up, they need gravity and movement to keep them strong. And if you take the breasts from puberty onward, you're taking a kid 12 years old, and you start, as soon as their breasts develop, you put them in a bra. By the way, early puberty is a risk factor for breast cancer. And the reason is because the earlier you start putting a girl in a bra, which is their rite of passage into adulthood in a bra-wearing culture, they have to wear bras as soon as they hit puberty. And you take a little kid and you start constricting their bodies, it's not going to grow right. The tissue has to grow into a pressure thing. The body doesn't like pressure. Our bodies are soft on the outside, and they don't want constriction. And if you want to stay healthy, you need to allow proper circulation throughout your entire body. And the skin has so many lymphatics. The breasts have so many lymphatics. So much blood comes through the breasts that you don't want to constrict the breasts. So what's happening is we did a study because nobody was looking at this, because we live in a bra-wearing culture, and there's so much money selling bras, and there's so much money detecting and treating breast cancer, that there is no economic incentive or cultural incentive to really look at this issue head on if bras are the cause. Just like in the 1950s, I don't know if you know this, but cigarettes were promoted by doctors as good for you. And there were even ads that you could find on YouTube where doctors prefer Camel cigarettes and so forth. And the research, now think about this. If you are a lung cancer researcher and you were in the 1940s or 50s, and you ignored smoking as a variable, we're not going to look at smoking because we think it's good for you. The research you came up with would be highly flawed because you're ignoring a major component that affects your lungs and lung health. And imagine what it took for medicine to admit that they've been not looking at a huge important factor that now invalidates all past research. We got to start over, and now we got to convince all these doctors who smoke. We have to convince a public that smokes. Every movie has smokers. Smoking is like so acceptable. Then when you say to them, smoking is killing you, they're going to, oh no, they go into denial. There's huge amount of denial on a personal and cultural level and a medical level, because there's going to be, embarrassment by the experts who ignore this. Well, that's what we've been experiencing with the bra issue. You're dealing with a bra wearing culture. Billions of dollars are made every year selling bras. Billions of dollars are made every year selling mammograms to detect tumors, which, by the way, mammograms can cause the tumors, but they're telling women, get detected early because we don't know what's causing breast cancer. Maybe it's genetics, but genetics, by the way, accounts for like 5% of breast cancer cases. But they'll say we don't know what's causing the majority. And the answer is bras, the thing they don't want to look at. So we did a big study in the United States. That's in our book called Dress to Kill. And we tried getting attention to that back in the early 90s before we did a book to our research, but it was ignored because it wasn't promoting any agenda or making anybody any money, and it was embarrassing a lot of people. And nobody wanted to tell women to stop wearing bras. I mean, that's not a real winning proposition if you're a doctor to tell your patients don't wear a bra in a time when everyone's telling them to wear one, and it seems like absurd. How can I go out without my bra? Which shows how brainwashed people are, but that's a separate issue. So we ended up having to publish it ourselves. We didn't self-publish. We had a publisher in New York. It published Dress to Kill, and we got around the world with it, and it was a shock to everybody. And the medical industry was extremely defensive. The bra industry was extremely defensive, and we started discovering how things really work. I mean, if you think with the COVID pandemic that you've seen misinformation, and you've seen, that's one of our earlier covers. You see misinformation about the COVID-19 where you don't know what to believe. There's so much self-interest involved, and the information change. You could see how medicine works. People get embarrassed. That's what we were discovering for 25 years. So but the good news is, as soon as women heard this, many of them took off their bras, and they discovered that their breast pain went away. Their breast cysts went away, and their breasts lifted and toned. Their breasts lifted and toned, and they also were able to breathe easier naturally. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I wanted to make sure I clarified that. Like, they naturally toned. They didn't need the bra and then turn around and get a boob job to get them toned later, like you're saying, correct?
No. And we're actually doing right now an international bra-free study where we have women from 39 countries who are going bra-free, and we're following their progress and seeing what happens. All of them say they breathe easier without a band around their chest. There have been research that showed, by the way, bras causing all sorts of problems. The deep grooves that large-breasted women get in their shoulders? Well, those grooves impinge on the nerves going down their arms, and they get numbness and tingling in their hands, and they get headaches and shoulder pain, back pain, and it's all caused by the bra. It's not like the big breasts are a problem. You go to a culture like Fiji. I've spoken with big-breasted women there. We did a follow-up study, actually went back to Fiji, and we did a follow-up study there on who's getting breast cancer in a culture like Fiji, where half the women were bra-free. And we found that the only women getting problems were the ones who were wearing bras, the ones that worked in the resorts or were teachers or nurses. Anybody that felt they needed to wear westernized professional clothing felt they needed to wear bras. And the problem was they were starting to get breast disease, and they were sleeping in them. So what we've discovered, though, when you get rid of the bra, you'll feel better right away. As soon as the constriction is gone, the fluid can leave. So breasts are essentially swollen with fluid, which makes them droopier. And the bra creates this is an artificial support, so your ligaments are weaker. So you get rid of the bra and the ligaments can regain strength. The breasts will tone up and not be just swollen with fluid, and they'll feel so much better. And it's so our study basically found that the tighter and longer you wear a bra, the higher your risk of breast cancer. And a bra-free woman has about the same risk as a man. Men get breast cancer, but 1/100th at the rate, 1% at the rate of women. And that's the same rate that bra-free women get breast cancer. I mean, there is some background cancer that people will get, like from genetics maybe, but the bra is such a contributor. Everything that happens bad to your breasts, radiation from the mammogram, your body has to clean up from radiation damage. If you're wearing a constrictive bra, how is it supposed to clean the tissue? I mean, the lymphatics are an essential component. And in medical school, they hardly talked about the lymphatics because you can't treat them surgically or medically with chemicals or drugs. It's the kind of thing that exercise is great for your lymphatics. It increases lymphatic flow over 20-fold. So it's one of the best things about exercise is it improves lymphatic flow. Except you don't want to wear like a tight sports bra while you're doing it, because then your breasts won't benefit. So now, since we've been out with this, and it's something that's tangible and easy to prove, it's not like we're selling a drug. We're just giving an idea. Try it for yourself. You'll be the expert on your own. You'll know how you feel. Well, it's happened, and and there have been studies now have been done around the world. There are now dozens of studies that show bras are linked to breast cancer. There are lots more studies that show bras are linked to other health problems, including digestive issues, menstrual issues. Wearing a tight garment affects so much of your body. It's like you're under constant stress. And, like if your body knows it can't survive with that band around it. So if you, on a subconscious and a physical level, your body actually responds to that stress. And some women wear them 24/7. They never take them off. And they have the highest rate, over 100 times higher than a bra-free woman. So the message is, get rid of the bra. At least don't wear anything constrictive. You know it's too tight if you have indentations in your skin when you take it off. And now, fortunately, because of pandemic lockdowns, women are getting rid of the bra, and especially younger women. And I suspect we're going to have a drop in breast cancer rate in the future as a result. These women are being free, and they're saying, why am I wearing this in the first place? I don't need a bra. And in fact, you don't have to wear one at work. It's considered sexual harassment to force a woman to wear a garment at work that a man doesn't have to wear. They can't force you to wear high heels and a mini skirt and a bra. That's all sexist stuff that's going out. And now in the workplace, you're supposed to be comfortable. And women know bras are not comfortable. Unless
it is not comfortable at all.
Unless you're addicted to it, to where when you take it off, you feel discomfort, like my breasts can't be naked. They have pain. I got to put it back on. That's a sign of a disease. You don't need to constantly compress your breasts for them to not hurt. You should be able to stand naked with your body and not be in pain. Okay. And so we have a culture that's conditioned women from childhood to feel inadequate with naturally shaped breasts, and that they need to have them artificially positioned on their chest, which requires pressure. You can't change the shape without pressure. As soon as you apply pressure, you're cutting down circulation, mainly the lymphatics and even blood circulation. Studies have come out showing blood circulation gets cut down too. So you're basically choking your breasts. Now, the reason this is important for men is that we live with women and we don't want them sick and hurt. So it's important for men to be sensitive and support women and not be like insensitive to the fact that women are uncomfortable with this whole issue. It's a really difficult issue for women. It's so difficult that go ahead. I've been going on and on. I want to do what you guys think.
No, we try to make sure we don't interrupt you. But my thing is, without making jokes, I'm being dead serious with this. Because I see the comments. It's National No Bra Day, October 13th. These are all guy comments. Yeah, it's a really cool thing. I think it's a great thing. question goes, how can men be supportive without being creepy? And you know what I'm asking on that, because there's a lot of guys that we make these jokes, but when it does come to this, it's not a joking issue. How, as a man, can we represent the bra free without women thinking I'm wanting to see a bunch of boobies running around? And I'm asking that as a joke with a serious turn.
I think you're doing it right now. I mean, you're being serious. If men don't, first of all, I don't think we should, and this is, I don't think we should call breasts boobs or titties or any of those euphemisms that show that we're uncomfortable even talking about them. And so that's one thing. The other thing is to be sensitive to the fact that the women are feeling insecure. I mean, they've been brainwashed to feeling like they are unacceptable with their breasts being in a certain way. And they feel as though they're going to stare at their breasts. And, you just have to be aware that they have nipples. Women do have nipples. There's nothing wrong with nipples, but we have a nipple-phobic culture. I mean, the idea of the bra is to like hide the nipple. My God, you might have think of how absurd this is. We're like children that can't deal with breasts. We've been so sensitized to it. So you just have to accept the fact that they're in pain in a bra, that they can lose their breasts because of the bra and lose their lives. So it's a very serious, cancer will make it very serious. So just keep in mind that we're talking about the easiest way to prevent breast disease, and even prove it to yourself, because when you get rid of the bra, you will feel different, way different. Within most women, like the day that as soon as they take it off, they start feeling relief, but you will actually feel major effects within 30 days. A lot of women know that their period's coming because their breasts are tender. They get rid of the bra, that tenderness is either gone or very minimal. The reason, you know why they're tender before the period? It's because the bra is constricting the breasts, and when their period is coming, their breasts are actually bigger because of hormonal fluctuations. When estrogen rises before the period, women's bodies swell. It gets fluid. It's like a flushing time. You get fluid comes in, and then it flushes out with your period, and it's like a cleansing. And if you're wearing a tight garment on your breasts when they're bigger, it's usually the same bra that you wore before. So your breasts are bigger, it's even tighter. And that's why women will feel even more discomfort during that time of the month, because they're wearing the same size bra that they wore before their period started, when their breasts weren't as engorged, and it feels way uncomfortable. So when they stop wearing the bra, all of that disappears. So that's a good thing, because for men, because it's really nice when the women in your life aren't uncomfortable and they're not, having to put up with things. And imagine the loss of, what we were putting women through just for some fashion fetish. It's a fetish garment. That's really what it is. Let's just.
There's a comment from CK here, and I'm going to bring it up the screen quickly. It says there are some people that have very large breasts that actually does cause shoulder pain and the like. I have 2 daughters, and with some women in my family, we have very large breasts, and no woman wants to have her breast hanging towards their abdomen. So what do people with large breasts do? I mean, what do they?
Well, there's a lot to unpack with that. First of all, I challenge that person to I think that any women who have pain in their breasts when they're large, unless she has some other underlying disease, it's because she's been wearing a bra. If she's been bra free from birth and has never done a bra, she's not going to have pain. Okay. So the women she's talking about are women who've worn bras. The other thing is, what's wrong with having your breasts down to your abdomen? Why is that a problem?
I don't know. I think women feel uncomfortable. They feel as if it's not beautiful. It's not pretty.
It's social discomfort, not physical discomfort. Men, as we get older, our balls sag. Should I get a lift? And some men do go for that surgery. Should I care that my testicles are hanging low? That's just part of life.
I love you right now, just so you know,
Oh,
Sydney.
me too. That
Like
was
you're,
too
but
much to me.
he brings it right to the. That's a strong, valid point, though. Like now, I do have a weird question on that. Does that mean men shouldn't wear underwear because it's going to be holding everything up? Should I wear underwear or no?
No, I wouldn't wear. I don't wear underwear. No. Why do you leak? If you leak,
No.
you wear underwear. But if you don't have a need, you don't have a leakage problem, then why do you need to keep have underwear on? I mean, unless the clothing is irritating you. But if you have no irritated clothing, then your underwear is like constantly constricting your waist. It's heating up your testicles, which increases the risk of testicular cancer. You don't want any tight clothing. Why do you need underwear? I mean, unless the zipper is irritating you if you don't have something between the zipper and your penis. But apart from that, underwear doesn't serve any purpose. As I say, unless you're
Commando.
I literally all right, so mine was I didn't like wearing underwears during long work days. It just chafing, uncomfortable and all that got too warm, right? And I stopped wearing it and people are like, you need to wear underwear. And I'm like, I don't need to wear underwear. It's like, what do you see? Are you mad that you like what you see? I'm sorry, I was blessed. Okay. Like, leave me alone. Like, but like you bring a very serious point to this, and I think that this is something that, while we're laughing and having fun with this, you're bringing a very serious topic. So, with that being said, October 13th is Free Booby Day. Or I know you said don't say booby, but I think that's what it said on the comment, and I want to make sure I read it right.
Somebody created a bra.
No bra.
No bra day, but every day should be a no bra day. I suggest every woman try this for herself. I mean, first of all, we're in a culture now where, as opposed to when we started this in the early 90s. By the way, my wife got rid of her bra and she's large breasted and her lump went away. And we had a healthy baby 30 years ago, and she could rebound now without a bra on a rebound or trampoline. She likes the movement in her breast because it feels good. In fact, that's a natural form of pumping of the lymphatics. The lymphatic vessels that I mentioned have one-way valves in it to keep the lymph moving in one direction. And this is our website. And when you exercise or move, it helps pump the lymph through the lymph vessels using these one-way valves. So it's important to move the breasts when they move with a natural bounce when you walk. That natural movement is actually assisting the circulation within the breasts. So you don't want to immobilize your breasts, keep them, now you're going to ask me, what happens when I'm exercising? What happens if I'm large breasted and I'm exercising? What do I do? Okay, there's two answers for that. If you're doing an exercise that's really bouncy, like you're playing tennis or something, at that point you might want to wear a sports bra that's not too tight. Sports bras are too tight, by the way, for regular usage. It's like a man wearing a jockstrap. You wouldn't want to wear it all the time, and nobody really wears them anymore. When I was a kid, we were told to wear jockstraps. You know what I'm talking about? You know what a jockstrap is? Yeah, it's like something just holds your junk up there real tight so that when you're playing basketball, your balls aren't involved. So you have to have
not those balls.
Not those balls. So we used to wear jock straps, and you wouldn't wear that all the time. It's like holding you too tight and it heats you up. So if you're a woman and you feel you need some breast support while you're exercising, you can wear a sports bra, but take it off right afterwards. The other answer is you shouldn't be doing exercise that isn't right for your body. For example, if you're a large person and you think, all right, I'm heavy, I'm overweight, I want to lose weight, I'm going to go jogging. Bad idea, because you're going to destroy your knees and your ankles and your hips. I mean, you're heavy. You don't do that. You'd want to maybe swim or do something that's easier with gravity so that doesn't hurt your body. So we have to be intelligent about the activities we do. They should be body friendly. And the same with clothing. You shouldn't make your body fit the clothes. The clothes should fit your body. And, there should be a warning label on tight clothing like bras that says, do not wear for long periods of time. If this leaves marks in your skin, it's too tight and could be harming you. I mean, that's what women need to know. It's okay to wear a bralette or something to cover your breasts if you feel you need modesty, a t-shirt. Just, wear vest pockets in your shirts right over your breasts. Vests. There are ways to de-accentuate if you're self-conscious. But what we're finding is women get over that real quickly. And the culture today is so much more supportive of women being comfortable. Comfort is important. They're not supposed to be oppressed. And bras are oppressive. They're made for men. They're not made for women. And, the whole bra industry is dominated by men. And, the push-up bra started when we started our work. Remember the Wonder Bra with this cleavage, creating that was just killing women. And it was so uncomfortable. It's like being in high-heeled, tight shoes. And you know what that does to your feet? And it destroys your feet. So, tight clothing is something the culture has ignored. And that's why it's a culture-caused disease, because clothing is cultural. And if you're going to wear anything that tight jeans cause tight jean syndrome, it actually causes nerve injury to your legs because of the tightness. Yeah, you're going to say
We should just go Adam and Eve and walk naked again. I mean, I think that's
if you can, and it's not cold out and there's no mosquitoes. Yeah, and I actually lived like that in Hawaii for over 20 years. Living in an environment where you could be free and natural. But clothing is an adaptation. It's an artificial thing, and it has impacts. And when fashion leads us to doing things that are unnatural, to make our bodies look unnatural, you're changing the function of your body as you change its shape. So you got to women have to love themselves and accept their breasts and try this experiment. Go bra free for a month. You won't want to go back. You will be a different woman, and men will appreciate it too, because it's nice having women who are comfortable and happy. And the aesthetics issue is all relative. We could change aesthetics easily. Our culture is changing aesthetics now. I mean, people are getting into masks. I won't go into what masks can cause. I mean, I think masks are the new clothing of oppression. We're getting away from bras and we're putting them on our face instead. So, all of this stuff is so what, by the way, I want you to hear a song that's called that I did nothing to do. I did not create this song or make it happen, but it's by a country western singer, Ray Lynn, and it's called Bra Off. And that should be my theme song. It is awesome. And it's a promotion basically of being bra free. And I think the culture is moving in that direction because everyone knows, A, it's sexist, B, it's uncomfortable, C, it's causing disease. But what is really, really interesting is the medical industry, despite the studies showing this is causing cancer, they are doing everything they can to tell people to ignore this. They do not want to have this accepted in any way, sort of like ivermectin. It's like one of these things that they don't want us to think about, that they want to bury, and they want to make sure that you pay no attention to this. So they're still saying bras do not cause breast cancer. They can't cause breast cancer, and we don't want to really look at it anymore. And they actually tried to kill this because this has been growing like crazy. It's all over the world. Our book, Dress to Kill, is in like 6 or 7 languages, and they're taking it very seriously in Asia. In Korea, China, they're doing research there and confirming this stuff. In Iran, they're actually, in their breast cancer research, they're now asking what your bra habits are, just like asking family history. And they're finding it's even a greater factor than family history. So but the United States, no, because the bra industry is very powerful, and more important than that, the medical industry does not want to admit that this obvious link between breast health and the bra causing disease, and they're ignoring that in their research designs. I mean, how are they going to justify that? How are they going to get out of that? And there have been now decades of experts saying, oh, this is ridiculous. It should be ignored. Just go for a mammogram and we'll find your tumor when it starts and we'll deal with you. But bras, no. And the reason they also don't want women to know about the bra thing is because they're afraid they won't go for mammograms. If you think you're healthy and you feel good, why go for mammogram, which shoots radiation through your breasts? And it causes problems. So anyway, they want to keep women going for mammograms. It's a huge industry. I could tell you so many other stories. I mean, we've had so much about this, and this has been my life's work for the last 30 years. It's a lot of
I
stuff.
think that's the reason why they are ignoring it, is because of all the money it brings in. It brings in money on the lingerie, it brings in money on the mammograms, brings in money on everything. And I am going to take the challenge, and I will let you guys know. Definitely.
Well, you know what?
Because,
You can go.
and I'll be sending this. I know a lot of people that has gone through breast cancer and lost their breast, and I will be sending this video to all of them,
Yes.
and telling them not to do that, because I think it's time that women take their bodies back on
Well,
all levels. And
yes.
I am so for not wearing a bra anymore. I'll do when I go out somewhere, but that's not very often. But if I'm at home and I can, I'll definitely do that.
You
I
know, go to
really
my
appreciate
website. What I suggest is we'd love to follow you on this and just communicate with you. Go to the
it. Okay.
website brafreestudy.org. Bra-free
I'll
study.
definitely
And
brafreestudy.org.
yeah, and just join there, and then we will just ask you some questions. You get rid of your bra. We ask you questions. You just tell us how you're doing, and we're creating a group, a cohort of women who are bra free. We're going to have the healthiest breasts in over the rest of their lives compared to other women, and it's like so. It's free, and it's just a way of keeping women encouraged and supported, because a lot of women have questions. What can I wear? What happens with this or that? But the trend that we're seeing though is they're becoming so comfortable now being bra free, and it's going to really be the end of the bra, I think. But we're going towards other fashions, and I think they're trying to change. I think there are people who are um, aware of this on a high level, but don't want to admit the bra cancer link because it's too embarrassing, and the medical industry is too powerful to just contradict them. Even though you could see that studies with the COVID. It's the COVID. How a study comes out, and if it's not part of the party line, it's suppressed. That's what they've been doing with bras and breast cancer. That's their way of operating. If something goes against their normal way of doing things, and medicine wants to treat things with drugs and surgery. That's what they like. They don't like lifestyle prevention. I mean, they can't even get people to smoke, to quit smoking, and quit drinking. I mean, those are obvious lifestyle impacts. So they just accept. We'll just take you when you come into the clinic, and we'll treat you. So they're willing to just not talk about it. They also don't want to tell a woman to stop wearing a bra. I'll tell you, over the years, some women will thank us for that information, and some women look at us like we're perverts, saying, "What do you want? You want me to get rid of my bra so you could see my boobs move or something?" And that's like the cultural reaction that some women get. It's like an immature, self-conscious, defensive thing. So a lot of doctors don't want to go into that. And I spoke with the American Cancer Society about this, who've been our nemesis for years. And I spoke with the guy who's the head of their communications. And he said that it's going to take a lot of studies before they even want to think about this, because it's going to cause a shitstorm. And, women, why haven't you told us this all these years? Why didn't my doctor tell me this? Why have there been experts on the internet saying that this is rubbish and it should be ignored completely? It doesn't deserve further research. Actually, they ended up doing a study because they had to cover their bases and try to prove. So other studies were coming out saying bras are causing cancer, and nothing was contradicting it. So they actually NIH funded a study. So NIH says, no, this is nonsense. It's bullshit. But we're going to fund a study to prove it's bullshit, which already should raise red flags. And they did this study, which did not even include bra-free women. And there were only women over 55. And they wanted to see if bras cause cancer without including women who don't wear bras. It's like studying the link between smoking and cancer and not including non-smokers. And they used old women. And the reason for that was interesting too. There's, when we have a lifestyle problem, a lot of people die over the years. And if you get old with that lifestyle problem, it's because you have some sort of natural resistance. Like you'll find some smokers who are 90 years old. That doesn't mean smoking isn't bad for you. It just means that there'll be people, so there's actually what's called a survivor bias. When you look at old people with lifestyle, there's a bias that they survived. You're ignoring all the people who didn't survive. So this study was rubbish, designed to specifically discredit this issue, and went around the world as the last statement. That was in 2014. The final statement on this: bras don't cause cancer. This study said that. And first of all, one study doesn't say anything. You got to do multiple studies. It showed just such bias. But anyway, that's the kind of thing we've been dealing with. But since then, there have been new studies that came out that show bras cause cancer. But again, the authorities do not want to accept that as even a possibility. So it is dismissed. Someone created a Wikipedia page for my book, Dressed to Kill, back over 10 years ago, and they're controlling that page to not allow anything positive. And it's being, if you've read any other Wikipedia exposés, whenever there's political stuff, Wikipedia is extremely biased. And they've done that with my book, Dressed to Kill. So if you look at the discussions on that, you'll see, I mean, it's like they deliberately they're afraid to put anything positive because people might believe it. And then it'll be considered misinformation. So the whole use of this, the censorship that you're seeing now with COVID, that anything that goes against the current story narrative that we're being told by the government, if it goes against it, it's considered misinformation, even if it's proven very feasible or true later, like the Wuhan lab leak theory that was misinformation last year, but is good information now. I mean, that is what medicine does. They censor things that, that's a funny little thing I'll tell you. I once, years ago, to try to get this out, I was doing various things to try to get this out. And one of the things I did was send a fake letter to a bunch of medical people that was from the medical censor. And it was all sarcasm. This is from the Office of the Medical Censor. Do not pay attention to the bra and breast cancer link. It is true, but we don't want people knowing about it, because it's just something we want you to keep from letting anyone know. Now it's obviously sarcasm. Then I found out there are medical censors. Every state medical association has medical censors that determine what you can know and what you can't know. So it was a joke that ended up being like, it didn't work because they thought it was from the real medical censor. So, okay, we won't talk about it. So that's kind of weird how medicine works. It's a huge business that makes money when you're sick, not when you're well. And they have no investment in you, except if you can pay for their services. So you need to just take control over your own health with everything and realize that prevention doesn't make money for the people who treat disease, and it only works for you. So you need to try these lifestyle. I've done other lifestyle things like sleep position causing a bunch of diseases, and you need to sleep with the head of your bed elevated to help get rid of migraines and sleep apnea and glaucoma and a whole bunch of other things associated with too much pressure in your head. People are sleeping too flat. If you raise the head of your bed, you'll get rid of so many problems. That's a more natural way of sleeping. And in NASA space research, they're finding head elevation, it improves heart and brain circulation. And I wrote a book about this too. So there's other lifestyle things. Another one, if you have thyroid problems, that's related. This is another sort of a breakthrough we've come up with that they're now starting to realize too. Your thyroid is on your voice box. And no one in medicine ever asked, why would an organ be on a vibrating voice box? Unless vibration was important to its functioning. And the thyroid actually responds to vibration. You can get thyroid injury from being in a very loud place with banging, like occupational noise can cause thyroid disease. And it's too much vibration. The thyroid actually can get damaged from too much vibration. And so if you get hyperthyroid, too much thyroid, it could be because you were yelling in a recent episode of yelling, and you could overstimulate your thyroid. And if you go to a doctor for that, they'll destroy your thyroid with radioactive iodine and put you on thyroid pills. If you let it go for a while and stop yelling, your thyroid may recover and should. The other thing is, if you don't speak enough, you're not stimulating it enough. And a lot of people go through trauma where they end up not speaking as much, like divorces and so forth. And at the end, they're alone and they don't use their voice enough. and their thyroids get understimulated and they get low thyroid. So we discovered that you can, and now research is coming out showing exactly what we're saying, but of course it's not going to make money from medicine, so it's going to be suppressed. But you can easily affect your thyroid. I mean, massage therapists know not to rub the thyroid of a person with high thyroid, because you can make them release even more. You can make yourself release thyroxine by rubbing your thyroid, by physical movement of your thyroid. So it's on a moving voice box. Obviously, it's going to be part of your thyroid's function. So those are the kind of things that we look at, how medicine is kind of stupid, how they're focused on their drugs, and how they are closed-minded to anything else. So I've given you a whole bunch to unpack because why not? And you're here to listen. So I thought I'd share things that no one's going to tell you. And you could find out all these things. If you look my name up, I have, there's a website, academia.edu, where I am on. And I have dozens and dozens of articles that go into all sorts of lifestyle-caused disease. And there's some humor stuff too, because you got to, when you're talking about these things, you got to try to make people laugh, because it's really hard for people to accept that what they're doing is making them sick. The first thing they do is go into denial. Nobody wants to feel responsible for their own illness. So it's right. In fact, medicine's even said one of the problems with bras and breast cancers makes women feel like they did it to themselves. And they don't want women to feel responsible and feel even worse. So we're not going to blame them. We're going to blame something else. It's not the bra. It's something else. We don't know what it is, but come from mammograms. So it's all part.
Come from a mammogram.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of all this? I mean, what do you think?
I have to be honest. I'm one of these people that I never knew these things. I never knew about this. And that's why I come up with some of the weird questions I do about, like, not wearing underwear and stuff. You've taught us a lot. Like, I honestly think we could have you back and do another hour with you with just random questions. Yeah. Like, because you taught us so much today. And like Bob asked about RLS, restless leg syndrome. Like, that's more of a neurological thing. And I don't know if that's something where putting your feet up or anything would really make a difference, would it? Because my mom has RLS.
It might. If anything neurologic is with the brain. So if your brain is down too low every night, what ends up happening is you get puffy eyes, you get puffy sinuses, your head is kind of groggy in the morning. If you feel that way, it's because your head has been down all night and getting congested, and it doesn't have proper drainage. Gravity is very important for circulation. They're discovering that more and more with astronauts and space medicine, because we're trying to get people to Mars, and all of that being in a zero gravity environment affects physiology, because we were made on Earth where there is gravity. So when you take us up in space, the first thing that happens is fluid shifts to the head. Why would that happen? Why would the head get pressure? That's because normally when we're like this, your head is above your heart and gravity is pulling down. So the fluid in your head is being pulled down by gravity. And as your heart pumps up blood to your head, it's being resisted by gravity. Now, let's say I lie down. Now my head and heart are on the same level. So there's no more gravity difference. So the heart is pumping into the head and pressurizing it, and there's no gravity to resist that. And you're down flat, so there's no gravity to help drain it. So your head actually gets pressure when you lie down, which you could see when your blood vessels stick out, your face. If you do a headstand, you're going to get the extreme of that, where your heart's pumping into your head. There's absolutely no drainage coming out, and your head is getting red and pressurized. If you did that for like 12 hours, you'll die. So what happens is every night people are lying flat. If your sleep position is very important, we did a whole book on this, on sleep position and head elevation. If you're sleeping, do you want me to go on this, or am I taking too long?
No, you're fine. I was going to go over because of us not having the right email on there. So I was going over on time, so I gave you adequate time. I wanted to be respectful for you.
Well, the head elevation is a very important thing for people to do. So you're basically getting too much pressure, and any part of your brain that gets too much pressure and the circulation is bad. That's the problem too. It's stagnant. Your head is down and you're not getting that circulation that gravity assists with. So if you raise the head of the bed anywhere from 10 to 30 degrees, you're going to end up getting improved circulation right away. In the morning, by the way, they already do this. If you have gastric problems or a hiatal hernia, they'll tell you to sleep on a wedge to raise your head. That's the kind of thing you need for this. It's the same thing. You could do it on a wedge. You could put blocks onto the head of your bed and the legs of your bed and make an incline plane. You could get an adjustable bed where you can raise your feet and your head. You can sleep on a hammock where your head is up. There's all sorts of ways of doing it. But when you're if you should be on your back mostly because you're not compressing your arms and causing nerve damage in your shoulders. You're not compressing your ear and eye. If you're a side sleeper, we've discovered I can look at a person's face and pretty much tell if they're a side sleeper. Let's say you're on a pillow, right? If you're doing this on a pillow, your nose is pressing over, right? Over the years, you'll find people's noses will bend because of the way they're sleeping. Your whole face will even
fascinating
or like that. So you can look at a person, you'll see part of their bodies are leaning over. That's because they're side sleeper predominantly on that side. And if you have kids and you place them on bed and they're leaning on that ear, pressure on that ear, they'll get ear infections. And if you have eye problems, your eye that's down, mostly if you're a side sleeper, that eye will be worse. It'll actually change its shape. Our skull shape is affected by sleeping. In Asia, they sleep on the back. They raise kids sleeping on their back, and their heads are round. In the West, we sleep on the side, so we have more elongated heads, and that's a cultural thing. And they're now recommending back sleep for kids for sudden infant death syndrome. They say put them on their back, and that's creating rounder heads, which in the West is not as appreciated. So they're taking some kids and putting them in braces to reshape their heads because they're getting culturally inappropriate head shape. This is crazy stuff.
Word. What is the proper sleeping way then? What is the proper way to sleep on your back?
Try to be on your back elevated. Stomach sleeping is the worst. First of all, your head is to the side while you're on your stomach, right? As soon as you move your head to the side, the muscles of your neck start compressing your jugular vein. So that means the blood draining from the head there's impingement on that drainage. It automatically increases your head pressure right away. And if you're on your back, you're not leaning on your ears or your eyes or your nose. You're not leaning on your shoulders to get like a dead arm, and then you wake up with nerve problems. Over the years, that's going to cause a lot of problems. And, so your back is flat. Your body is sort of made to sleep on the back. But if you're lying flat on your back, it's very uncomfortable. You have to have the head of the bed elevated so that you can breathe easier, and you'll wake up the next morning. You'll see a difference. You do it for yourself. You'll see. You'll breathe easier. Your mind will be more alert. You'll also sleep less because you're not going to be as groggy. I mean, you shouldn't wake up after resting and feel like you need to go to sleep again because you're groggy. That's because you're congesting your brain. It's a circulation issue. The same with the bra. These are all circulation issues. And if and gravity is an important part of circulation, but you'll never hear your doctor talk about gravity. In medical school, they never talked about gravity. It's like it's so obvious that we're oblivious to the obvious. But when we think about it, and that's what I do, and then I give people lifestyle suggestions to try what we call self-studies. See what this does to you. You'll be the expert on it. It's not going to risk your life. You'll feel better if this works for you. So I suggest tonight, get rid of your bra and raise your bed. And you will feel.
Sleep on an angle braless.
Yeah. You'll be a new woman. I swear, you will be a new woman. I'd love for you to tell me what your experience is.
I will, definitely. I see Mandy also said she's going to try it. I want all the women to try this and see how it works for them. I would really, really like that.
So I actually, since October 13th is the No Bra Day, I think we should have you back that day just for that because of the conversation. If you're willing to, I think that would be a fun one because it opens up a whole realm of things and gives us a day of talking about no bras Ilsa's giving me a look like, do I have to show up wearing a bra? That way I could take it off? No, you don't. You can have no bra like we talked about. So keep it off. But I also want to point out, I think she froze.
She froze.
Yep,
I think
she
the
froze.
bra-
That's why
the
her
no
face
bra
is like,
suggestion.
yeah.
I'm back. What happened now?
I was like,
It'd be
that was
really
a
nice
great frozen face.
If you could tell us your experience, Ilsa, on what you felt going bra free between now and October
I will
13th.
definitely do that. I will
That'd be
definitely
awesome.
do that.
I'd love to
Will
come
you
back.
be back on the 13th then with no bra day and we make it a date appointment?
Sounds good. I'd love that.
Awesome.
I like that.
So October 13th, Dr. Sydney's going to be back, or Sydney's going to be back. And Sydney, the way we end every episode of Java Delight is we actually do positive affirmations. Something as simple as your favorite quote, to something that maybe you felt on your heart, you just wanted to get off, to maybe you just wanted to tell that kid that was a bully in high school to go F himself and you've never done it. You get the chance to do that now. So at the Ilsa's smile behind the cup is my favorite. But I'll have Ilsa lead us off today with telling us about this and giving us our positive way for the day. And then I'll go and then you'll take us out to end the show.
Okay.
All right, Ilsa, you are up, sweetie.
I am so happy that Dr. Sydney, I'm going to say doctor because he's very, very clever. Almost doctor, but I am going bra free. I hope that all the women that see this video do that. Let's take our health and our bodies back. I'm going to talk to my daughter. I'm going to, she watched the show, so she obviously see. Let's see how many women we can save and how many women we can send this to stand with each other and break that construct that was put on us, just so that people can make money out of bras and then just make us sick. I think we should stand up, and then I just want to say everything with intention today. Be proud of yourself. Tap yourself on the back. Have a wonderful hump day. Be positive, and let's do the 30-day no bra challenge, please.
Very well said, Ilsa. I have to be honest that your genuineness through all of it is just perfect for this conversation. I look at this and I see the fun parts of the people, even Mandy and them jumping in and Sarah coming on and saying things about theirs. And what about like my boobs are listening and having fun? She wasn't there for that part, but like one of these things that I think is interesting is how we're having an open conversation about this. And I love that Sydney is the one that he's doing this out of love for not just his wife, but for care for females as well. And to have somebody that comes on is willing to be so vulnerable about such a unique topic, and then say, even though he's not someone that can have that, he's not buying bras for himself and all that. So for that, he sees all the benefits that's out there and he wants to like really help people. That's why we do this. So Sydney, I look forward to you coming back on the 13th of October. And I love how Ilsa said that everything we say today, say with intention. Today is a day that it's our middle of our week. We had a new moon yesterday. There's a lot going on. Set your intentions and mean every word you say by taking a breath and finding the truth inside you. Guys, thank you for joining us today. Dr. Sydney, we're both doing it now.
Well, I want to say thank you for being the kind of people who care and are doing this forum that you have to allow people to understand and discover things they're not being told. And I think the key to health is to love yourself and take care of yourself and realize it's your responsibility, nobody else's, to really take care of yourself. And I hope what I've given today is food for thought and possibly helps people recover their health and maintain it. And these are difficult times we're all living in. So it's very important that we all take our health seriously. Obviously, we all are, and it's really in your hands. Most of what we do to ourselves that makes us sick is in our control to end. We can actually make ourselves healthy and live very fulfilling, happy lives. Just keep aware and keep loving yourself.
Very well said. Thank you, Sydney. This was a phenomenal episode. Guys, don't forget, for the ladies and gentlemen that are out there, brawfreestudy.com. I'm sharing the link again here. Please, please, please do not forget to go check that out, to sign up, be a part of this study, and help us. So on October 13th, yes, Ilsa, I see you giving me a love.
I want to ask Sydney permission to make a TikTok about brawfreestudy.com.
Yes, you can. It's brawfreestudy.com should work also, but it's .org, so people know it's a nonprofit.
I'm going to put .org there because I want the right one. I want this to go viral and get as many women as possible
That'd be awesome.
onto this and save the boobies. It's our boobies. We're allowed to say boobies. Men aren't allowed to say boobies. Women are. Our boobies. Save our boobies.
I have nothing I can rebuttal with that. She's right. So, guys, don't forget, let your friends, let your family know, especially October 13th. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. So, Ilsa, I greatly love that you're so vulnerable but wanting to change the world. Sydney, thank you for coming on and spreading the light for everybody today. So, guys, have a good one. I'll see you for the H tonight. And for everybody else, we'll see you in the morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.